And the scientists of Instagram are telling me that Cocomelon is bad. It's too fast-paced, and it's like equivalent to a stimulant for a kid. Guys, that sweet hum is the baby Buddha breast milk hum from our guest, Stephanie Simbari.
This is the sound of my home. Something that I learned early on, which I continue to learn with being a mom, which is like your instinct and your intuition is usually the most right thing.
With the thing with MILF, though, it's like, the idea of MILF has always sounded so old. Yeah. I'm really having an out-of-body experience right now. Yeah. I don't know my age.
Okay, I'm telling you your age. You're 36 years old.
36. Hi, welcome to the Got MILF podcast. First of all, thank you so much. I have to give a shout out to Bill Posley, my husband's best friend and a friend of mine, friend of the family, really, who gave me this great name, Got MILF podcast. And I planned on doing like a 90s Got Milk shoot, and then I just like never got it together. So I should do that for the podcast to match it and like make it the cover or something. I think that'd be fun. And then I like got into looking at all those Got Milk ads from the 90s, and they were so weird. Just like, I don't know, it's kind of gross, like to just think about like the milk stain on your mouth. Like I would hate doing that, even though I know it was like totally iconic of the time. I'm excited to be, episode 2, we got a guest, Stephanie Simbari. She is a new mom and a comedian. So I'm excited to have her on. And yeah, just touching base, my daughter came home yesterday and she's in daycare and she told me, we watched Cocomelon at Rosie's. And I was like, oh, you did? So I've been getting information, learning that the daycare is putting on Cocomelon for my daughter. And I'm figuring out what they're up to. She comes home and she tells me things, and then I go and question the teacher, and she acts like she's not up to anything. I haven't brought up the fact that she's watching Cocomelon, which we don't want to let my daughter watch because it's like crazy and kind of cracked out. And I think it makes them, again, like I learn all my mom stuff from Instagram pretty much. Like that's the only place. Like my mom keeps being like, look at the baby books. I'm like, I'm not opening up a fucking paperback, Mom. Like I'm not opening up a book. Like I can learn it all in 15 seconds from someone else who had 4 kids in Minnesota. So that's what I've been doing. And the scientists of Instagram are telling me that Cocomelon is bad. It's too fast paced, and it's like equivalent to a stimulant for a kid. So I'm annoyed that the daycare teacher is letting her watch it. And it's interesting because like it is a family daycare. So like it's a cheaper one. Like it's way less expensive than normal ones. I totally trust them, but like maybe like that's the kind of place that you're like paying for that kind of service. Like maybe she's going to have to throw on like the fucking show while she goes and does, preps the lunch or whatever it is that she's doing. It's also funny because I think everyone really wants to believe their child is so smart. Even though I'm not saying none of them are, but like my daughter knows like every single word to like every nursery rhyme song. And I wasn't even telling her all of these songs and showing her all of them, but I kept saying, oh my God, she's so smart. Then I realized she's just learning it because they must be watching this all day at school. So that was a realization I had. I have my hair. For those of you who are watching video, I kind of look like a mentally ill person. I think this thing happens when you have kids where you start to look like a baby yourself. You start to look like a child. Like I'm wearing these pigtails in my hair that like an older stripper might have or something like that, or just someone who's like there's this mentally ill person in my neighborhood who barely wears clothes when she jogs, and she's older and she wears her hair like this. So I'm kind of feeling like her right now. Anyways, guys, I'm excited that you're here. Thank you so much for listening. And you know what? Coterie, which is a great diaper brand, the cutest and the softest, and their softest cashmere and safe for babies of all stages. Why don't we check out Coterie on Instagram, and you can use my code SKIDMORE20 for 20% off your first order and hook yourself up, because they are the Rolls Royce of diapers, And That's all I have to say about that, guys. So check those diapers out because they're dope. Thank you so much for listening. And here is my episode with Stephanie. 5-hour milk.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the thing? 5-hour energy?
Yeah, 5-hour energy, 5-hour milk.
5-hour breast milk. Guys, that sweet hum is the baby Buddha breast milk hum from our guest, Stephanie Simbari.
This is the sound of my home.
They all sound a little different.
I mean, this is a very calming, comforting sound.
I have not seen. I know.
Okay.
So do you exclusively pump or do you do
No,
both?
I breastfeed him when I'm gone. Tyler, his dad, feeds him a bottle.
Yeah, this is like ASMR.
But also like this. Hold on.
Okay. Also,
me
like
and my,
we're not.
postpartum
We can't do
caftan
this.
era. Like,
I love that.
okay.
We also can't. You have to raise it up above my thighs.
Yeah. Can I be just from? Like,
Should we just be?
can I be
We could
tit
just do
up?
these ones again.
This is aggressive.
Yeah, I told him the last time, I was like, we just need those cameras.
Like, no one needs to see us like that.
I said, this is a mom podcast. None of us want our full body
I do
shown
not
right
want
now.
my full body showing.
But this is good. You can even
Oh,
see
look
it.
at those tits.
They look great.
That looks amazing.
I know. Isn't that like the best thing?
It is, but
about...
it's like what Tyler always says, which is so true. He's like, they look like they're saying, "Come play with me," but what they mean is, "Leave me the fuck alone."
Yeah. Do you let him like touch your nipples when you hook up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I want him to.
Yeah.
I'm like down to get weird with it. And he's like, he won't suck. He'll just like gently like.
Yeah. Because I normally like that, but then I'm like, if he stimulates the milk, I'm like, no, like we have to save it.
Yeah.
Not that I have like a really low supply.
Yeah.
I think I have a normal supply,
Okay.
but just like it makes me concerned about any of it just being like, because then it's going to start shooting out.
I know.
Like, what's your supply like?
Gigantic.
Huge?
I have so much milk.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm not really losing weight. Now we're doing the transfer.
It doesn't even, that's bullshit. Now we're doing the transfer. Walk us through the transfer.
The transfer is just from the baby Buddha pump bottle to the pigeon bottle that he'll lay down
Pigeon
right
bottle? Oh.
This is a good bottle for making sure that their palate doesn't get deranged from drinking the bottle, and it's the most nipple-like.
Ooh.
Yeah,
But
okay.
that's what they're all claiming.
Well, because I had mastitis.
Oh, yeah.
Really early on, because I had such a crazy oversupply, and I was like hawking every single time I was breastfeeding.
You were hawk-tooing?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you were
the
hawking?
haka?
Oh, the
Like
haka.
the
Yeah.
negative pressure, like collect your.
I thought you said you were a hawk-tooing.
Oh yeah, what is that? What is that?
You don't know?
I have this thing when internet trends come. I'm
blown away right now.
Aggressively don't pay attention to them because I get so pissed.
But this one was like worldwide.
Okay, what is it?
It was a girl who was like being interviewed on the street, and I don't know if they were talking about giving head, but she said you gotta like hawk tuh. And then that became a huge internet
I heard
sensation.
people being like, "Oh, the Hawk 2 girl."
Yeah.
But I never was like, "Who's the Hawk 2 girl?"
Yeah. I mean, there's memes everywhere about her. Like UTA was gonna sign her. Like she might be getting a reality show. I think
this is why I don't pay attention.
But I think
because I'm like, these talentless random fucking street people do not deserve my consciousness.
No, totally. And I think that they're taking it too far. Like they've given her this platform now, and there's not much underneath it, obviously.
Yeah. What else does she have?
So there's, I think it's
she
pretty
just
much
said
done.
Something casually slutty, and now she's a worldwide star.
It blew up way too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too hard.
It's just how thirsty and we are for content and how sad the world is.
And they jumped to conclusions way too quickly.
Why don't they just put her on camera giving head and see if she really means it?
Yeah, let's see how good your Hawk 2 skills really are, bitch.
How much do you mean it, girl?
That's so
How
funny.
bad do you want this fame?
So, wait.
Okay, so my mastitis was so bad that I
Yeah.
had to talk to a LC, lactation consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And she really, I never even saw her in person. I just Zoomed with her.
How did you know you had it?
Because I had a fever and I had a gigantic red mark on my tit, and it was excruciating. Like I would lay down and feel like 1,000 pounds were like laying on my chest.
Wow.
And like I couldn't move. I couldn't lift my arm.
Yeah, I've had that. But that's
Yeah.
like in the morning if it's really full. So this was extreme.
It's like more than that.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you get a fever. So then I had like 103 fever for like 5 days.
Oh my God.
And the whole time you have to just breastfeed through it. And then I was like before I talked to the lactation consultant, I was using the internet medical doctor as like the way to solve my problems.
WebMD?
Yeah. No, just like TikToks on like clogged ducts and all this shit. And it was just making it worse and worse and worse. And I was like, all I wanted was to put ice on it.
Isn't there a thing of like putting cabbage on it?
That actually helps. My midwife told me that. Iced cabbage really does help with inflammation. But I was like, ice is the thing. And no one on the internet was saying that. And then I talked to this lactation consultant and she's like, ice is the thing. Like, which is something I think is good, just about something that I learned early on, which I continue to learn with being a mom, which is like your instinct and your intuition is usually the most right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like better to only ask questions when you really have them instead of like seeking all around for answers and like messing up your natural intuition. It's better just to be like, I'm following what I think is right. And then when I bump up against something that I don't know the answer to, then I'll seek for it. But like maybe not on like TikTok, maybe like professional is probably like
I love that. I think that's so smart because that really does exist, that like mother's intuition. So to really tap into that and to give yourself that space to do that, because like that could be said about anything, but I think specifically to like with your children, it's way more important than like making your own personal decision about like a guy you want to break up with or like something. Like, have you thought about it instead of like consulting your friends? But like this is that is makes so much more sense.
Well, I don't know if you feel like this. Like, okay, before I had a kid, I always had a strong intuition where with stupid stuff, right? Where
of course, like, in that outfit, you have to. I love it.
In my caftan era. But like, okay, with stupid stuff, right? Where you're like, I'm leaving the house and this voice inside my head says like, bring a sweater. And then I don't listen to it. And then I get to the place and it's fucking freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would not listen to my intuition constantly my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I was just like logically overriding it with like an I know better cunty like Westchester voice.
Yes.
We're both from Westchester.
Yeah.
But now it's like it doesn't let me override it, and it's like for survival. Like I can literally know when my kid's about to wake up. Like I'll be like, he's napping. Hours go by, and then I'm like, he's about to wake up, and I walk in the room. No sound has been made. I walk in the room, and he's like,
"Aww."
It's like a fucking like sixth sense that I have now with him, and I'm like, oh, I can't ignore my intuition because it's guiding me to be connected and to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
biological.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
By the way, I love the title of this podcast, and I wanted to tell you that because
thank you.
When I had a kid, I was like, okay, I'm a MILF now.
Yes.
Like I'm self-identifying as a MILF.
Yeah.
And then when I saw your title, I was like, I'm jealous. That's so smart.
I just was saying in the intro how my friend came up with it. I wish I came up with it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one he gave was, I will turn this podcast around, because it's like a mom's
Oh,
podcast.
that's fun.
I thought that was cute.
I like that.
But Got MILF
is like
good.
Really hooky.
With the thing with MILF though, it's like the idea of MILF has always sounded so old.
That's okay. So I went on stage the other night and I was saying like I'm a MILF now.
Yeah.
And then my friend who was in the audience who's a little bit older, she's like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like MILF implies elder. I'm like, but I feel old.
Yeah. It's so weird because MILF I associated with like when I was in high school and American Pie came out and Stifler's mom, Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
To me, that was like what the idea of a MILF was when I was older.
Yeah. But are we not that
and
age
she was
now?
I was just gonna say she was probably younger than us now in that when she played that.
That was at least 20 years ago.
I know.
And she's not older than 60.
How many
old is
years?
Jennifer Coolidge? He's not listening. Hello?
He tunes out the mom podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, how old? Can you look up how old Jennifer Coolidge is, please?
Because I feel like she can't be.
Actually, just look up how old was Jennifer Coolidge in American Pie.
Okay, solid. Like, because that's something that's really trippy about getting
Don't you want to just call every podcast producer Jamie?
Yeah, that's funny.
How old? 38.
That's my age.
And I'm turning 38, I think. I don't even know how old I am anymore. 87? Are you 86?
85.
Oh, you're 85.
But I'm born in the end of the year.
Okay.
So you're turning
37? Yeah.
And I'm turning 39.
Wait, no, I'm turning 38.
When's your birthday?
1987. Wait, how old am I? October.
October what?
1st.
You're turning 37.
What?
Right? Because you're born in 87. I'm turning 39. I was born in 85.
I have to. I have to do. I'm turning.
You're turning 37.
I'm not 37 now.
No.
Wait,
You're
20,
36.
24 minus 1987.
How do you not
37.
know how old
Wait,
you are?
because I actually wait. I'm 36.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not even kidding right
This
now.
is like ultimate mom brain moment.
Wait. I feel weird right now.
What?
I feel out of my body. I don't know how old I am right now.
That's hilarious.
I'm not even kidding. I don't know how old I am right
You're
now.
36. You were born in
That's
1987,
younger than I thought.
That's so funny.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm really having an out of body experience right now.
Yeah.
I don't know my age.
Okay, I'm telling you your age. You're
I'm telling you,
36
I'm
years
36,
old.
I'm 36, I'm 36. Wait, this happened. You know what's so weird
What?
is right after, and I'm sure you had a moment like this, and if you did, tell me what it was. Right after, like I was in like the newborn, territory, like you really, your brain does this.
Wait,
and you
how
really,
old is your son?
3 months.
Oh, okay.
Or almost 4 months,
Okay,
actually.
So you're still in it.
Yeah, but I consider newborn to be like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then after is like just baby, infant, whatever.
Yeah.
Someone asked me my address and I forgot my address.
Oh, yeah, my
and
brain
I
is
could
shot.
not remember it for the life of me. And it just felt like so. Yeah, that's exactly what I
I
just
hate
went
like
through.
being in conversations and then like you're about to use a word and then you're just like it like doesn't come out of your mouth and you're like, where am I in my brain?
Or just
Like,
what was I saying in general?
I just started doing B12 shots because my doctor's like, your brain is shot.
Yeah, what did they? Okay, so I feel like you have all of the inside info on like the good holistic health shit that I should be doing.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what
feel
do I-
like
B12
prior to being
shots?
a mom, I was very much like knowing everything about how to help with wellness, and
Yeah.
now I feel like I'm going through this thing where it's like I have to kind of go back to the drawing board and like collect new tools because this thing about like having to take care of me and take care of someone else is all of a sudden it's like I think I had that tool somewhere and it's like not there.
Yeah.
So I'm like I have to relearn how to like do wellness on a whole different
Mhm.
level.
The time that you have for the wellness.
Well, that's like basically nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
So
like
then is
sneaking
that
into
like
my sweat bag at like 2 a.m.
so like what are the like how has your wellness changed?
Well, I used to just like wake up in the morning and have like 2 hours of just like meditation.
2 hours of meditation?
I mean, like meditative time. Like I wouldn't sit and I would meditate for like a half an hour, but like
yeah.
do my mantras and like do my journaling and like 2 hours.
Morning routine. Yeah, like
morning
a-
routine,
yes.
just like listening to sounds and like gazing outside
Yeah.
and just like
In the canyon.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like being like a nature person.
Yeah.
And now I
Being in
like-
your body.
yeah, yeah, completely. Like just like actually being a human.
Yeah.
And now it's like the level of consciousness that you have to even like fake that experience. You know, like that's what I feel like it is now. It's like I don't actually get to do all those things. I have to like go to a place in my brain and in my heart where I'm like faking that, if that makes sense. Where I'm like, I trained for this.
Yeah.
I have the awareness to like, it's hard to explain, but like I have the awareness to not trip into like the anxiety and the things and everything that goes into the intrusive thoughts and all that comes with like being a new mom. But it's like so much more work with so much less time. And as
Yeah.
far as like practical wellness, like
Like what kind of things
I
can you
just
do in the
started going
morning?
to yoga classes
Mhm.
and Pilates classes. I go like twice a week.
I go to Pilates twice a week.
Amazing.
I go to Pilates. Do you go to Pilates Plus?
No, I go to Good Point Pilates in Malibu.
Okay, cool.
But
I'm loving that.
yeah.
Because it really like you feel it in your body.
Well,
Like it feels like it's making a difference. Because I don't know
Makes
how
you
to
so
do
strong.
anything at the gym.
yeah.
If I was I used to
So
work
gym
out.
culture's weird.
Yes,
I don't like it.
I don't think I like it either.
No.
And it's a younger game.
Mhm. I'm like, gym is where you go if you're trying to fuck.
Yes,
Like, I mean, that's
That
the only
is
reason
so
why I've ever
good.
joined a gym is because I'm looking for someone to bone.
yes,
And Pilates is where like ladies go.
yes,
Yeah.
that is good.
Yeah. But
I
also,
like that.
when I gave birth, they told me that my pelvic floor was really strong, and it was probably because I'd been doing so much Pilates.
Ooh, so you did it throughout your pregnancy?
I did it like leading up.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So throughout your
for,
pregnancy?
like, well, no, because then when I got pregnant, I like couldn't work out.
Oh,
Like, it was
I need to hear about your
I
whole
was gaining
journey.
so much weight
Uh-huh.
that I was getting like crushing
How,
headaches.
how
from
much
working
weight
out.
did you gain? I gained 70.
I was about to say 70 pounds.
I gained 70 for Gia. Wait, is that even right? Could that be right?
You definitely need some supplements for your brain.
Wait, what is going on?
Or did you
And
see a doctor or anything postpartum
for what?
to like see what your levels are?
How do
and,
I? What do I ask for?
like a blood test? And like,
no, I
you should get it like a
something's going
nutrient
on,
panel
right?
to just, well, it's very normal, first of all, I think.
Yeah.
To like have no brain in your head after you. I definitely don't.
Sometimes I do, but sometimes like I really don't. Like right
Yeah.
now I'm coming up short.
Yeah, that's okay. I think I have a B vitamin in my pocket. Do you want
Really?
it? Yeah, let's see.
Wait, but will I get sick
Here you go.
if I don't take
These
it
are
with
two really
food?
good vitamins.
Will I
You
get
can have
sick if
all
I
of
don't
those.
take it with food?
That's a B, and those are pregnancy vitamins or postpartum.
I need a weight though.
Maybe. Oh wait, do you want a snack?
You just had wait, you just had these vitamins in your pocket? You don't need them?
Do you want some dried peaches?
I'm worried I'll get food in my teeth.
Okay. Tell me you're a mom without telling me you're a mom.
Wait.
don't
You
have to
just
take
had
them.
these vitamins
I
loose
took like
in your
10
pocket?
of them in the car.
10?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna write a book called Vitamins and Bobby Pins and Other Things We Left Behind. That's my title.
I wear bobby pins every day.
And you lose them like my boyfriend's always like, all you leave behind is like a trail of vitamins and bobby pins.
That's a cute title,
It
by
is,
the way.
right? It's fun.
Wait, when you said there, I'm going all over the place.
too,
There's
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of no, it's fine. There's a lot of things I need to. I mean, only girls are listening to this, so they'll be able to follow it just fine.
Perfect. Yeah. You're right.
I want to hear about first. Let me hear about the levels and the stuff that you need to do after.
I think it's just always good generally postpartum or even in life to like every 6 to 12 months get like a nutrient panel from a functional doctor.
Okay. So is this my regular doctor?
Well, what kind of doctor do you have?
Like
Do you have like a functional doctor?
I don't have a special one.
Okay, so you want to get a
I
functional
don't have a canyon doctor. A functional doctor.
This isn't a canyon doctor. This isn't like a shaman. This is
okay, a functional doctor.
yeah,
Is that
like
different from like a primary care doctor?
Well, okay, primary care doctor. Here's the problem. A lot of doctors are like allopathic, which means they're only treating the
Diagnosis, not the person?
they're treating what's going on with you, but they're not treating like the cause of the thing that's going on with you. So they won't like dig deeper into the cause of what is going on. And so that's like kind of the pharmaceutical paradigm where they just like spot treat problems. Whereas like a functional doctor goes in and is like, oh, like your vitamin D is low. That might be why you're having depression, or that might be why you don't have energy. Your vitamin B is low. That's why your brain isn't working, or that's why you feel like weird tingling in your hands. Like these are very simple
That's
examples.
so me.
Is it?
Yeah,
You
my whole
probably have
life.
vitamin deficiencies
Okay, so I need a nutrient panel.
from a functional doctor.
Okay.
So find a
Maybe you can recommend one for me.
Yeah, there's so many in LA.
Okay.
This is definitely like
They're
mecca
only in
of good
LA.
doctors. No, actually, there's a lot like all over the country.
Really?
Yeah, because this is like the new paradigm of medicine because pharmaceuticals fail people so much.
Mm.
Like basically you end up on one pill, then another pill, then another pill. And it's just like by the time you know your like liver is overloaded by how many pills you're on. And the whole problem was that your liver was weak in the first place.
Yeah. So wait, what about, do I need to get my hormone levels tested?
So like a good nutrient panel will do
All of that?
all of it.
Okay.
And then a good doctor will be able to tell you what like supplements to take or what foods to eat or what exercise to even do or when you should be exercising or whatever it is to get yourself like more in balance.
Did you do all of that?
Yeah.
And did it make a difference?
I mean, I've been doing this for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Because I always had really bad stomach problems. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of like the reason why I'm into wellness is because I was unwell. So then like that kicked me off.
You gotta have a story.
You gotta have you can't just be like a fan. That's not
that's
legitimate.
like that's why they subscribe.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why I felt like I could speak from a place of authority when I did have the wellness show because it was like I've done so much fucking
Yeah.
shit. But then postpartum, like I said, is all of a sudden I was like, nothing's working. Like,
What were you feeling that led you to do that, even though you're probably going to do it
I was
anyways?
gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
Like I was just due.
Mhm.
But I feel like the feeling of really being out of your depth is a very like postpartum feeling.
Like the brain thing I'm doing?
Yeah, like just not for me. Like I was so tired, I was stuttering,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "This is fucking scary."
Yeah.
Like even Shank called me after dinner one night, and she's like, "I'm worried about you." And I was like, I'm worried about me too. Like some things because I wasn't
Wow.
sleeping right, and I wasn't eating. I found out like a bunch of the foods that I was eating was causing inflammation, and just like
Mhm.
everything that I thought that I was doing that I'd done before just wasn't.
So then what do you felt like changed after you made those adjustments? Like what did they prescribe
Well,
you?
I'm still in it,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like I stopped eating all these food. Like, okay, I didn't know that I was eating too much salmon and it was causing inflammation.
I didn't even you wouldn't even think that's possible.
Exactly.
With an omega-3 like that.
I mean, come on. I was eating it for my brain, and it was like so much protein,
Yeah.
and like I hate chicken, I hate pork.
Yeah.
I only like beef and salmon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like doing a yellowtail exploratory journey.
Mhm.
But I just feel like less inflamed, which makes me feel like less tired.
Yeah.
And then I have more energy to like go for a walk, or just I don't feel so drained. Like breastfeeding all day long makes you so goddamn tired.
It's so draining.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
and also
aging me.
that's the other thing is like I have to eat so much more. So I'm like, speaking of which, I'm like, who are these people that are like losing weight
Okay.
breastfeeding?
So I don't
I'm not I.
it's not a real thing.
Okay.
It is not no, it's okay. You know what's okay, here's the truth. I've never had a peach.
I'm sorry, what?
I have never had a peach.
What?
Wait, there's so many things I haven't had.
Why?
This is a thing. There's so many things I haven't had.
Why?
Sarah knows all of it. I've never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Why?
My mom didn't give me this kind of stuff. I have no idea what a peach tastes like.
It's a dried peach and you're tasting it right now. I'm really making you live right now.
Oh my God. This many?
Just have one, but like they're delicious.
Look at me looking at it like it's drugs. I'm like, and I'm nervous.
I know you're sober, but it's okay.
This is a peach.
Yeah. What's happening? Are you okay? Eat it.
I'm crying.
No, eat it. Okay. Are you being serious? What? Why have you never had a peach before? I don't understand what's happening. Have you eaten pizza? Have you had sushi? Okay. Oh, it's so obvious.
Well, pizza. We have to talk about Westchester too. Okay. Here goes nothing.
She literally has tears in her eyes right now.
I'm fucking crying about this peach.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay, Chelsea, you can do it. Now it's a dried peach, so it tastes a little different than normal peach because normal peaches are really juicy and like.
I don't need this many. That's what I thought it would taste like.
I am losing my mind. I'm so hot. Is there air conditioning in this room?
Wait, there's literally a million things I've never
my
eaten
God.
before.
Why?
Okay, my honest assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like that dried fruit flavor that I expected it would.
Yeah, well, dried is different than fresh.
I've never had dried fruit either. I've had dates.
Okay, yeah, that's a dried fruit.
Is this also like what an apricot is? This is what I imagine
It's a stone fruit, but it's a different flavor.
Oh, what makes it stone fruit?
The pit.
Is an avocado stone fruit?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
sweating.
I'm-
Upper lip
I know.
sweating.
Wait,
I'm constantly
Is
sweating.
there no AC in this room?
No.
It's
he left.
so
And the guy who's left in
hot.
the chair looks like he doesn't know what
Is
to
there
do.
AC in here?
I just looked over to the window. The guy in the chair is like, they'll never notice I'm here. Sure, I can sit here for 5 minutes. And then when he was called upon for the challenge, like when in his village, when someone came to him with a sword and he was called upon for a great journey, he was unprepared. He was on the frog's lily pad.
I am not the warrior.
I can't believe I just had a peach, by the way.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Sarah's going to be really happy.
Okay, so what's
she's
your
been trying to
review?
get me to eat my review. Yeah, like it's in the back of my teeth right now. I don't like that feeling. It tasted like how I thought it would.
Yeah.
Like I could never see myself having like more than one.
What about, would you be open?
That bag's overwhelming.
Okay.
To
would
a
you
fresh peach.
Yeah, would you be open to like the next time I come, me bringing you a fresh peach?
You know what's funny? I don't know if I would be. I don't know if I would be. It's and we can't waste these, so you have to have them.
It's fine.
This is totally what would be on the table of you being a guest on a podcast.
Yeah, I'm very authentic.
I have to send a picture of that to Sarah.
Yeah.
No, I buy all these foods for my daughter that I've never eaten before. Like she eats peaches.
Yeah.
She eats pears.
Yeah.
I've never had a pear.
What did you eat growing up?
Just pasta, and pizza.
That's it, exclusively.
Pretty
no
much.
vegetables?
Yeah, vegetables, of course.
Did your parents cook?
Yeah, but like
Are you Italian?
No, but everyone thinks I am. You are.
Yeah.
Are you Italian Jewish?
Mhm.
Okay. So we're both from Westchester.
Yeah.
Are you from Scarsdale?
No. I'm from Cortland Manor, which is northern Westchester.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wait, so is that where that place where the field trips were?
That's the most
vague. Is there like a colonial thing in your town?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we talk about this
No.
before?
No.
And they'd be like, charge your bayonets. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but it's funny because when I was growing up, we did living history where we had to like have bayonets.
Yes.
Like our teacher made us like go reenact the Civil War.
Yes. So I think we went to a place in Cortland Manor, or is it Phillips Manor?
There's multiple places
manors
like that.
There's a couple manors in Westchester.
But where did you grow up?
Irvington, but my house was in Terrytown.
Okay, so we actually grew up really close together. So Terrytown is the next. So it's like,
are you
Terrytown
after
Croton,
Austining?
Harmon. Terrytown, Austining, Croton, Harmon. That's where I grew up.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
okay.
Metro North. I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So Terrytown, Austining,
Croton,
Harmon,
Cortland.
Yeah. Okay.
So Croton and Cortland Manor are like basically.
What's on the other side of Cortland? What's one down after Croton?
It goes Croton, Cortland. I don't know because I always got off of Cortland, and
that's
then it
so
goes
funny.
Poughkeepsie. But that's like the last
that's
stop.
very far up.
But I don't know what's after Cortland Manor.
Yeah. So did you go like what was what I love like about where we grew up? And you live in a good area for being outside. I mean, that's just like the difference, what I feel bad about. So I know that I have a daughter who's like a little bit older, obviously, than your baby.
How old is she?
She's 2. And just like, I get so uncomfortable when she watches screens for some reason because it's like the childhood we had was just like everything was outside.
Even like when I'm on my phone, like I'm breastfeeding or hanging out with my kid, I'm like, he's registering this thing that's always in my hand that he's already starting to grab for.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 4.5 months. But like, that's weird.
I know. I feel so bad when I'm on my phone while I'm breastfeeding and he looks up at me.
But
with
like, what did our moms do? Like, they must have just watched TV. Or, like,
I know.
read
What
a
did
book.
they do? They had the cord phone.
They had a phone. Yeah. They probably called people. They probably watched TV. They probably read like a magazine or something. I don't know. I can't ask my mom because she's dead.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a hard part of this too.
Yeah.
Lately, I've just been like, ugh.
Not getting to like,
so
do you have an aunt or like other family members you've been talking?
No, not really. I mean, my mom's sister has dementia and she's like in her 80s.
Yeah.
So, and we weren't close. I remember when I did that show Funny Girls and she was still like with it. And she wrote me an email. I think maybe she was starting to lose it because it was a very weird email. And she just was like, I saw your show. I don't get it.
Wait, my aunt
and
does
I was
that?
like, what the fuck? Like unsolicited criticism.
Stephanie, my aunt does that shit all the time. So she had brain surgery.
Yeah.
And she had like a tumor in her head or something. And they like fucked up the surgery. So she's kind of different now.
Yeah.
Not like so different, but like the stuff that, whatever is the thing in your brain that like blocked you from saying fucked up shit.
Yeah. Like no filter.
Like she has no filter. And she'll just say like the craziest things.
Yeah.
And I just have to remind myself like.
She's brain damaged.
Yeah, that she's like, sorry, Christy. I don't think you're going to listen to this, but like.
Does she not know that she's brain damaged?
Now you're going to know what I've been thinking.
That is the trouble with having a podcast.
I know.
I did Benji show the other day and then I guess my dad watched it, which I like would never think he would do. And then he texted me like, I watched it. Very revealing. And I was like, oh my God, I literally just called myself a whore for like 15 minutes
That's
straight.
so funny. What is his show?
It's just like Benji being
him.
Benji.
Yeah.
You know, just like ranting and talking about like LA life. It was fun.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's so funny.
But I think the last time we hung out, the only time we maybe hung out was at a Dodger game with Benji.
I know. Wait, you know what you did with him that pissed me off so much?
What? Tell me.
I like still can remember it so well. Well, he would do things to like specifically piss me off and play games with me.
That day was so weird. Like I remember being like, your guys' relationship is violent and scary and I never want to hang out with the two of you again.
He was trying to make me jealous with your friendship.
What?
And doing weird things. Is that what you're referring to?
Like I don't
weird
remember
energy
details, but I remember just being like, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. So he was doing all these like weird energy things. Like I remember he kept trying to like touch you in front of me.
What?
And then you guys were in the car together and you guys were like both drunk. and I wasn't. And then I remember he was like singing with you and like holding you. And then he'd always tell me things about you. He'd be like, oh, like I would love to have a baby with Stephanie.
No.
Did you know that?
No.
He told me like I would love to have a baby with Stephanie and like she's so hot and I think she's like so pretty. He would just like try to like fuck with me about people. And I would just be like,
I'm dying. That's
I know.
so fucked up.
I know all the time. Crazy shit. I know. And I can't like
Wait, but what did I do?
I thought that you guys were like mutually trying to piss me off.
No, I was an innocent pawn in the manipulation game.
I thought you were like into it.
No.
Well, that's what my brain was telling me.
Of course. I mean, if I was in your position, I would have felt the same way.
It was just bizarre.
Yeah, you guys had a weird toxic dynamic.
So toxic.
I don't know. You guys like brought it out of
Insane.
each other maybe or something?
I kind of feel like it was him.
I'm just like really playing with what's going on with my hair right now.
I know. Well, it's hard when there's a camera and you can kind of just see.
I'm like, the high
kinda
definition postpartum is not exactly what I want with myself.
It's a lot.
I'm like,
No, your skin's glowing.
Oh my God,
It must be
you.
the vitamins you were told to get.
Potentially.
And the nutrients.
And all the hydration. But I've quit Botox.
Well, because you can't while you're breastfeeding.
Yeah.
But will
The
you
doctor
do it
was like,
after?
you can, he was like, you can get it, but you have to pump and dump for 2 days. I was like,
for 2 days.
I'm like, do you know how like mothering works? Like,
and like how much milk you'd have to
I
have?
gotta
Like
just-
how
I
are you gonna
have a lot of
4
milk.
times the amount of milk.
I have so much, but like, that's not even the problem. My kid would lose his mind if he wasn't breastfeeding for 2 days.
Yeah, I
He's,
know.
like,
It'd be so
tit
confusing.
dependent. And I also feel like I'd be really sad.
Do you do anything extra to like increase your milk supply?
In the beginning, I was eating like lactation cookies that
Mm-hmm.
my friend was making, but then I was just literally exploding. And
What
I
is
was
that, like oats?
It was like she was making these insane like peanut butter chocolate like oat balls with
Yeah.
like brewer's yeast, that's the part that makes it really like lactate. And I was eating them because they were delicious, but it was like problematic. So then I stopped, and now I'm just
Were you like super soakering him in the face?
yeah. I have some really good pictures of him getting like, completely
I know.
squirted.
I always want to take out my phone and take photos of that too when that happens
You
to me because
should.
it's so funny.
You should.
Like it's funny, but then I also feel bad.
Well,
But he
whatever.
also kind of like smiles and laughs.
I know. I'm like, I'm just raising my kid to have a good sense of humor.
He's a good
It's
sport.
fun. Yeah.
What's your baby's name?
Asher.
Asher. He is so beautiful.
Thank you.
He's so beautiful.
I know it's kind of wild. I'm like,
I was with Sarah, so she showed me like an early photo of him just talking.
yeah.
And he was like really born with his eyes open, huh?
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
Yeah.
Maybe not unusual, but like sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Well, I
Like-
never met a newborn before,
Yeah.
so I didn't know what to expect. But when he was born, everyone was like, this kid is like awake. Like
Yeah.
he's very present. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, are they all not like this?
Well, my son, Roman, his eyes were closed for like 2 weeks.
It's so cute.
But Gia's were open right
He's
away.
like, I don't want to be here.
I know. I was honestly like a little nervous. You know,
Yeah.
there's like things like that with babies. You're like, hello. Like,
yeah.
hi.
Are you
Can I see?
okay?
I didn't know what it was going to turn into.
Yeah.
But thankfully, so far, so good.
So what was your birth like?
My birth, and I want to hear about yours because you did a home birth, right?
Yeah.
So both of my births were in hospitals. And the first one, the whole process of labor probably was 24 hours from like start to finish, you
Okay.
know? The second one, it's so much faster. The whole thing was probably 12 hours.
That's what everyone says. Like the second kid just is like a whole different.
Yeah, and I pushed the first time for what felt like half hour, the second time for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Stop.
But they used a vacuum for both times.
What?
Not like a Hoover, but there's like a medical.
Well, obviously. It's not like a house vacuum.
I know, but there's things. So I guess they have forceps or like.
But why did they use that?
Because I think my pushing just wasn't strong enough. The second time.
Did you have an epidural?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
The second time, I think the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck as well. And they didn't, so they had to get him out quicker.
Okay, but you know that that's a misnomer?
What does that mean, misnomer?
It's like-
I know that word, but I don't know it.
It's
like,
not actually true that the umbilical cord being wrapped around the neck is a medical emergency because 1 in 3 babies is born with its cord wrapped around its neck. It's actually that when you have an epidural and you're having a medicalized birth, your body and your baby can't like communicate as well together. So you'll be pushing and you'll basically be forcing the baby out when it actually knows to go back, because the cord's really long. The cord is like feet long, and the cord is always wrapped around the baby at some point in the belly. So when you aren't pushing, when you have an unmedicated birth, you can tell when you're not supposed to push. Mm-hmm. When you're having contractions that you can't push through, you know that. And that's when the baby's basically like, it's kind of like bungee jumping back in.
Yeah.
And like getting more cord. Like Asher had 2 cords around his neck, but they weren't choking him.
Yeah.
They were just like literally
holding
I have the
him.
video of him coming out and her just going like, think, think, and like taking them off.
Yeah.
He wasn't choked, but it's like because of the way that we've like created the industry around birth, which is why I wanted to have a home birth. They scare people into being like, the cord, the cord, the cord. It's like, dude, they all have cords around their neck.
Yeah. Well, it definitely, and they tell you because you can't, you can't feel the thing.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I
scary?
didn't want to. What was really uncomfortable was, you ever get like dental work and they give you the numbing stuff where your body's like a wave and you look down and like like when I got my wisdom teeth taken out when I was in high school. Yeah. Like I looked down and my body was a wave. I felt very detached from my body and I hated that feeling. Yeah. So that's the same exact feeling that happens. Your body just doesn't feel like your own. I absolutely hated the feeling. Yeah. And the nurses have to come and they have to like move your legs from side to side, to like turn you on your side. And like you literally feel like you're in my like 800-pound life. Yeah. You're like the whale. And they're like turning you with like, because you have no strength in your body. So there's a lot of weight and stuff. Yeah. So that really, I really do not like that feeling. Yeah. So you can't tell when you're going to be pushing. So for the second time, I asked them to turn the epidural down when I was getting closer to pushing, so I could like be more in tune with it. Yeah. But still, and then they look on the computer and they tell you when you're going to be having contractions and when to push. Got it. So, yeah. But both times I tore. Did you tear? How?
Because I could feel it.
You think that's what makes tearing?
Well, yeah. And also my midwife has this like technique that she has you do, which is like basically as you're pushing, your exhale blowing. So like and the something about the way that your body gets oxygenated and blood gets sent to the tissue down there, it like expands more through the breath. But I also think that when you're giving birth naturally, it's very less likely that you'll tear because you're not pushing through. You're not pushing before your body's like doing it for you. I was working with my body. Yeah. I wasn't just like pushing before my body was like fully open to push.
Yeah. You were more like there was a flow.
It's like, it doesn't want to tear. It's like, it's built to do this.
Yes.
Like it's not like our bodies are all so small and our babies are all so big and every time a baby comes out, it fucking tears her pussy open. Like, that's not it's not nature. Yeah. That's intervention that's creating that. And so I think that like through breathing and like the pushing and listening and the whole communication, like it just does what it's supposed to do.
So like what did it feel like? Like I don't know anyone who hasn't got an epidural.
It's so crazy.
Tell me your whole birth experience from home.
First of all, I cannot imagine leaving my house to give birth. Like the idea that I would have to like get
just
in the
being
car
bothered
is like crazy to me.
How did you prep your house for it? And where did you do it?
Okay, so I built like a birth space in the corner of my house. I put like my friend Elena, she makes these like giant like these like sewn things called Big Mama, and they're like these art installations. And so I put the Big Mama in the corner, and so she was like,
"What is it?"
It's like a gigantic sewn,
like a stuffed animal.
Kind of, but like giant.
How big?
Like probably like 7 feet.
7 feet.
Or like 6 feet.
Were you worried about the baby being afraid of it? Did you think about that?
No, and I ended up not even birthing. So I couldn't give birth in the tub. So like I had the Big Mama and then her arms and legs were like wrapped around the birth tub. And I created like a whole like carpeted like tub area with like, then I had an altar with like photos of my grandparents and my mom and like crystals and like different things that I was like, okay, these are my like protectors.
That's so cool.
It was really, I was actually really sad because my friend took pictures of my birth, but she didn't take a picture of my altar. And I'm like, I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
I really I like worked on it, you know, because it was like my
Yeah.
intentional space of like when I feel like I had like a candle, I had stuff burning, you know, whatever. Everything gets lost anyways. But so, and then there was like a chair there so people could sit. And it was just like, it was a whole just like birth space.
Yeah.
So basically I was having like false labor for like 2 weeks.
What did that
Before
look like?
Like just every night I would have contractions and then they would stop.
Mm-hmm.
So my body, I think, was like slowly like preparing to, because I was like slowly dilating over like a 2-week period, which was insane. Like I've never been, I couldn't put pants on. I didn't leave the house.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because I was like peeing myself and like
Really?
fluid was leaking out of me the whole time. And like I was like wearing a diaper for 7 days. Like it was like sad.
Oh, I never even heard of that.
Oh my God. I was like
Yeah.
in slow like fluid leaking. Because like my baby was also huge and like pushing so much on my bladder.
Yeah.
That I thought I was leaking amniotic fluid. But then she was like, you might just be peeing. I'm like, whatever it is.
I did that too the last time.
Yeah. It's so much pressure.
Yeah.
So then, but it was actually a really beautiful time too, because I feel like when you're going through birth, you're going through death in this way where like something, you have to like shed something about yourself in order to become a mother. And in order to even go through like the portal of birth, you have to like let something go. At least I knew that I had to because I wasn't going to be medicated. So I knew that I had to be able to like fully like let my guard down and like let everything go in order to like surrender to what was happening. And I feel like I was going through this slow burn process of surrender. But it was also very frustrating because every night I was like, tonight then I'm gonna give birth. And then I would like have an hour of contractions and be up in the night like wailing, and then I would wake up the next day and still be pregnant.
Yeah.
I was like, this is hell. But then I think it was a matter of like not fully surrendering, because the night before I went into actual labor, I like smoked weed. I smoked weed during my pregnancy. Sorry, guys. It's not illegal.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't smoke for the first 2 trimesters. I just ate like small amounts of edibles. And then like the 3rd trimester, I was like,
I mean, I took Prozac.
somebody passed me a joint. Right.
You know?
Right. So it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
One's like,
Did you ever like have any weird highs when you were pregnant? Like, did you get anxious or anything? Just normal.
I'm not really an anxious stoner.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I was, I probably wouldn't be a stoner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get like, obviously sometimes too many thoughts and like things get a little like, whoa, that was deep type thing. But I'm not like a panicky type of person. But I smoked weed that night and I did like this meditation. I stretched and it was like, I finally was like, oh, some like deeper level of surrender came in. That night I went into labor at like 5 a.m. and then it was just like on until 2 p.m. That's when I gave birth.
Wow.
So it was like 13 hours.
Wait, so what were the things that started happening?
Just, you can tell the difference. Like my midwife kept being like, you'll know when they're labor contractions.
Yes.
And I was like,
but did you have any other birth signs?
I had like bloody show.
Yeah. I
like
guess everyone
the day
has
before.
all those. Yeah.
Like mucus plug, I guess. And then, but that was it. Like nothing. I mean, I did every single natural induction method possible.
Like what?
I did acupuncture. I did cupping. I got like 3 different foot massages. I did the castor oil.
Did you get the salad?
I got the salad.
I had the salad 2 or 3 times. And nothing happened.
Nothing happens.
But I did an induction massage 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I went into labor the second night.
Interesting.
And I found out they were using castor oil for the massage.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they did the first day, but I think like something about the second time she did it, I think she like was like, fine, I'll actually do it this time.
Yeah. Like, okay, now you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I drank the castor oil.
Okay, so is that how you went into it?
No,
'Cause I know
I
that's a
stayed
thing.
pregnant for 6 more days after I was puking and shitting.
Did you get so sick? Because I
So
heard that
sick.
you can get really sick from it.
It was horrible.
How many? So, how far were you into your pregnancy? Like when you gave birth?
41 and a half weeks.
Oh my God.
I was almost like at the very, so that was something that was really scary because in California at 42 weeks, they make you get induced. They don't let you stay pregnant.
Yeah.
And you can't have a home birth.
Okay.
So like my biggest fear was that I wasn't going to be able to give birth at home.
Yeah. And what was the whole idea for you? I mean, that's just like your vibe and what you wanted. Like, was it?
Because why did I want a home birth?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Essentially, yeah. Or like, what did it mean to you?
I just like don't believe that we need to be messed with when we're giving birth. Like I don't believe that like a hospital is a place for birth. I believe a hospital is a place for trauma injury and like serious illness. And I took a birth class and I just learned like both sides of the spectrum. And I was like, I knew I didn't want to be hooked up to machines. I knew I didn't want people touching me. I knew I didn't want to be told. I like do not respond well to being like told what to do or what I'm allowed to do or like playing by all these like weird arbitrary rules that end up actually like fucking people's births up more. I didn't want any of that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be like left to be like a wild free birther person.
Yeah.
And have my birth. And I trusted my midwife and I also had my OB at my house with me.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Like, how do you get to do that?
Just there's OBs who do it.
Oh.
You just find someone who you can pay them. I paid her like a couple $1,000s to be at my house.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's like her model.
Right.
So I knew that like if something were to somehow go wrong, which is like for me being a healthy person, there was no reason to believe that anything I would have any complications.
Yeah. So you didn't do like ultrasounds throughout?
I did one to confirm I was pregnant. I did one 3D ultrasound at 20 weeks. And then I did one at the very end to make sure I still had fluid. But because they were like, if you're really leaking fluid and you're still pregnant, we actually have to induce you because it's not safe for the baby to not be in fluid. But that wasn't the case, but I just needed confirmation. But yeah, I didn't do a lot of tracking. I did like no testing. I did do the Downs test in the beginning because that was like a weird fear of mine for some reason. And like Tay-Sachs because I'm Jewish. But
what's that one?
It's like a genetic disease that Jews get. I don't even really know what it is. But like you're more likely to get it if you have two Jewish parents.
Okay, I just have one.
But yeah, same. Oh my God, what's your other?
What?
You're half Jewish too?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everyone from Westchester's half
Everyone.
Jewish. That's hilarious.
Everyone thinks I'm Italian though.
Yeah, but what are you?
French, Jewish. Pretty much those the most.
Yeah.
And then like a bunch of little things.
But if you grew up in Westchester, you're kind of like by proxy Italian.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. We're like that's like the strongest immigrant of
everyone.
That
it was just a very Italian area.
Yeah. I know.
There are like 5 Italian delis in my like town.
I know. Like when you eat Italian food out here, you're like,
well, a lot of people don't even know what Big Ziti is.
What?
Yes.
What about ziti pizza? That's so Westchester.
That is. Yeah.
Like, what would put anything
slice
on pizza?
Yeah.
A ziti slice.
Yeah.
Fucking salad pizza.
That's so funny. Wait, so then when it was like go time, like what was that like?
I just knew that it was time because then I was like having the waves of contractions. And I literally think I screamed for like 13 hours straight. Like I was just very, very vocal.
Oh, it hurts less the second time, the contractions.
Interesting.
I almost was like, I don't need the epidural yet. And they were like, let's just do it. Which I kind of was like, huh.
Yeah, see? Stuff like that. That's why I didn't want to be there.
Because I didn't have that the first time. Like the first time my doctor changed, you know, because my insurance. But like the first time they were much more like very like more like feminine and tuned with like.
They offered to not give it to you?
Well, they would have never said that. And the second time, they were like, well, the person's here. So like.
So then you were like,
let's just get it done with.
What goes through your head at that moment?
I was like, I wonder if I even need it because it didn't hurt as much as it did the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and I was
you
like.
You don't need it. It's also not that crazy painful. Like, it's not something you can't handle.
Well, do you have a high threshold for pain?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like being hurt. I mean, I've broken bones and stuff like that, but I'm not like I don't think of myself as someone who's like enduring pain very well.
Yeah. I mean, contractions like are obviously like incredibly uncomfortable. And then
Yeah.
your body does this thing where it completely forgets what it felt like for you to have another baby. Isn't that so crazy?
I already forget.
I
And I
know.
don't even want
Are
to
you
have
ready
another
for
baby.
another one?
No, I don't
Oh.
want any more. I don't want any more
done.
kids. I'm like good with the one.
So did you guys want, wait, finish your story first about birth.
what was I saying? Oh, I was just saying like that.
The home birth.
Oh, yeah, basically.
So were you in the water?
Yeah, so at first I got in like our regular bathtub, but it was like so small and it was making me so angry. And then I got back on the toilet because it's only like I guess like the
to
toilet
squat?
is a really like comfortable position to sit in for because like your body's like spreading, so the toilet pressure like relieves pressure. Then I was just like on the toilet, just like wailing and being like, I kept going, relax. like telling myself like, relax. Like it was like not working. And then Tyler was like, I think I should blow up the birth tub. So he blew up the birth tub. And then when I got in that, it was so nice. Like laboring
Was
in the
it
water.
warm?
It was warm and like you become weightless. So it's just like, and it's kind of like rocking back and forth and it's just like easier on your body. And like then your system actually has a place to like, because contractions come and then you have like a rest period. So like when I was rest period in the water, I could actually just like fucking relax
Oh.
and kind of like go internal and like recover and then wait for the next one to come. And that was sort of like, I think that's how I really got through it, is really intentionally taking the minutes in between to be like, okay, I'm resourcing, I'm finding my energy again. And then another one would come and I'd be like, what the fuck? But I watched the video and I'm like, I can't believe that I did that.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy
Yeah.
to me. And then I don't know.
So
like,
where did you give the actual birth?
so then I was like laboring in the tub and then they were like, okay, it's time to push. And I was pushing in the tub, but like I couldn't like get enough like force to like push, like bear down and push. Like I was trying to push my feet up against the inside of the birth tub, but it's like a blow up tub and there's water and I was kind of like,
is there
falling
friction
back
too?
and, like, drowning. You know what I mean? Like it was like, it was not working and he was getting stuck on like the internal like lip, like cause on my pelvis. So like, we got to get you out of the tub. You're going to have to give birth like,
below the stuffed animal.
No, I went into my bedroom.
Oh.
I like walked, which was crazy. And then I wish, but it was like I was laboring and like the big mama like sewn tits.
Wait,
were, like,
you
in
walked
my face.
in the middle of
Like right before I was about
like
to
mid push.
Yeah. And that was really painful. There's two most painful parts of my birth. That and when my midwife had to break my water for me.
How'd she do it?
She like reached her hand in and like scraped the
like
she like scraped the thing and it just like bursted.
Yeah.
That hurt so much.
Oh wow.
Because I think it's like, it's kind of like when you push a balloon to pop it, you have to squeeze it first and it gets like bigger before it explodes.
Yeah.
So like it got really big and then that hurt like a motherfucker. But then all the water came out and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I felt this time?
What?
That was such a crazy sensation is when I was pushing and the baby was coming out. I could feel it like coming, like I was feeling the relief of it moving through, I guess, the canal.
Yeah.
Did you feel that?
When he was moving through the canal, I was screaming, my hips. And then they go, that's your baby.
But like, did you feel that sensation of like the relief of it coming out? It was so bizarre.
I wouldn't describe that as relief, but that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
That's really cool.
So did it hurt so bad though? Like, I don't know what it feels like to push it out without any medication.
No.
Like,
it really doesn't. Like I think her breaking my water hurt more than him actually coming out. It just like I just know that I was pushing so goddamn hard. Like I felt like I got hit by a truck for like 3 days afterwards.
yes.
Like I had a pounding headache because like I think there was just so much pressure like in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the pushing was the hardest part. Like really like
It is very
forcefully
hard.
pushing him out.
When I hear people who say that they like push like so easily in like 3 I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
I find it impossible.
It's so hard. And I was watching all these orgasmic birth videos. Do you know what that is?
No. I
Okay.
mean, I can imagine.
So
but
there's these 2 Instagrams you have to follow. One of them is the Free Birth Society and the other one is Orgasmic Birth. And free birth is like all about like no intervention at all, like no midwife, no nothing. You just like birth by yourself.
Like village birth.
Yeah, like alone.
Alone?
With like maybe like your husband or someone like there.
But it's
like,
for you to catch.
But it's like you do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's no like monitoring. Like my midwife was like checking my baby's heart rate when I was like, you know.
Yeah.
I like to have a little bit of that stuff. I'm not fully like I'm in full trust, especially as my first baby.
Yeah.
Maybe for the second time, but I don't even know. I need support, I think. That's like more my vibe. But the orgasmic birth people literally like sit in the tub and they're like,
Are they having an orgasm?
That's what the whole premise is. That
like
it's
they're stimulating their clitoris?
Well, they're not doing that. Although I did try to reach down and touch myself when I was giving birth to see if I could like.
Wait, is that Ari? Oh my God. I didn't even recognize you for a second. Did you just tap on the glass? Wait, because your beard.
You look old.
Wait. Hi, here, come over.
What's up?
How's it going?
You can come
seen
sit.
you in so many years.
How are you?
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm a mom.
I'm a mom.
I knew you were.
Wait, you look so different.
Oh.
Wait, I'm afraid to tell you to say I don't think you look old. You just look even more like Jason Biggs if you ever did.
That's
Like
hilarious.
now
As in
you
how I've
are
gotten
Jason
Jewier
Biggs. Like
Jewish men tend to get Jewier looking as they age.
I know. I've been
kind of
trying
a
to
thing.
fight it my
wait,
whole
you
life.
Here we go,
look
that's
different.
great.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do I look strikingly different too?
Oh yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you,
Do
are you
I
fucking
too?
kidding me?
We both
Yeah,
look
you
wait,
both
wait,
gained a
I
lot
don't
of
like
weight.
the way
we both look
You're both
fat.
really
Wait, I
fat.
don't. I know
yeah.
you're autistic, so you'd say it. Wait, I don't.
I
You
know
just-
I need to lose
no,
40
no,
pounds.
I think
no,
I'm-
you
no,
both just
I'm
like
burnt
your
out.
moms. It's not.
No, we both just gave birth 4 months ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not. It's
wait,
not
when
rude
you
to
said,
say
I don't like the way
you're
you
a
said,
mom.
"Oh yeah."
I'm
I'm stuck on
Our
that.
bad for asking
Wait,
you.
the way you just said that.
Are you
I know.
really
I know.
autistic?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
did that
wow.
over.
That's
Are
great.
you? I think I am a little.
Yeah. We all say that now.
Wait,
But-
I'm
about
not.
me?
I know I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
about ourselves. Everyone says their claims.
Oh, that's like a
autism now.
thing?
No,
That
I
we
didn't mean
just
to
say?
be
I think
rude. I
they
thought you guys
do.
would know, like your mom's. You're obviously you have
Autistic?
mommy weight a little bit.
Oh, mommy-
Yeah, I
wait.
wasn't trying to insult you. You're glowing.
I
You
know.
have beautiful
I know,
mom
that's
glow.
the pregnancy. You're late.
Yeah.
on
No,
that.
he's right. We're both fat.
I know.
But you should.
I
It'd be weird
know.
if you weren't.
Dude,
You just had babies.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
like
It's true.
everyone
Yeah.
thinks that you lose weight from breastfeeding, and you don't. I do
No.
not think that's true.
No, actually, I follow this girl who was in my birth class who is a model, and she
Fuck
she
her.
like
No.
wants to be friends, so we became Instagram friends, whatever. And she's literally like doesn't look like she had a baby. She had a
I
baby
don't
3 months ago.
understand
But
that.
wait,
You
so
can't compare
I
yourself to
messaged
these
her.
women.
No, but I messaged her and I was like, "You're my
Girl.
inspiration. Like you're at Soul Cycle. Like I want to work out like you. Like I don't, but like I kind of do, you know. But I'm not going to. But she was like, well, just to be honest with you, like I lost so much weight right away that I had to stop breastfeeding after 3 months, and I would like have given anything to be able to like hold on to my weight to breastfeed my baby. And then all of a sudden I was like, yeah, like being fat is powerful. Like
But
Mhm.
this
You
how
have
did
that-
she
build that
lose?
bond.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on how she lost so much weight.
because she's just like one of
She
these
worked
fucking
out.
people who have one of those metabolisms where she can work out like 3 times and lose weight. Like
That's not
we're half
real,
Jewish, so
though.
that's not
I
gonna
know.
No, it's
is it
'cause-
is it the Jew catching up with
No,
us?
Yeah.
you are both lazy comedians, and
No,
you're gonna work
I-
out on your own pace. This girl
That's
probably
true.
took 2 Pilates classes
that's
a day
true.
and made it her full-time
And-
job
and
to
her
lose the
job
baby
is
like
weight.
her body.
and she
Yeah.
probably has a nanny.
She does.
Yes,
There it is.
100%. She
I-
stopped
you know what?
breastfeeding and worked out all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
those.
exactly right.
That's it. I've noticed that all the women with like full-time nannies like bounce back really fast.
Of course. Yeah, but like I'm not comfortable with that. Even
Yeah.
if I was like had all the millions of dollars and I had like the means to just have all the help, I still think I'd want to be with my kid as much as I am because it's like money can't buy the bond with your child.
Yeah.
Kids who didn't breastfeed are weirdos. You need to have your mom's
Benji
teat in your
didn't
mouth for a
breastfeed.
few months. He's a weirdo.
I
You need to have your
know.
mom's teat in your mouth for 4 or 5 months in order to be a
Well, they
normal
say
person.
2 years.
I was
Oh,
just gonna say, I feel like
okay.
you're gonna breastfeed for a long time.
I probably will, but
think
like
1 year.
once they're on solids, it's like less.
Yeah, 2 years is a little much.
Well,
1 year.
Well, but the cool thing is that once you get to 2 years, your baby's already eating food, so like they really breastfeed like once a day. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like you're still like it's like you breastfeed them to like sleep.
As soon as
Yeah.
that thing has a tooth, he's done.
Well, they get
He gets
that,
like 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, then 5 months are done.
No way.
No, they have to have.
You don't want these chewed up nips.
They
It's not a
have-
good look.
No,
they,
the nips.
They say for a year.
I
for
love when
sure.
men come in and just like mansplain
I know.
about breastfeeding.
I
Like,
know.
bitch, please.
No, they say for a year that you should, but I think they say for 2 years too, right?
Yeah.
There's like a thing.
Well, I mean, the CDC
debated.
says 2 years.
Yeah,
which
I
is-
did 13 months the first time, and now I'll probably just do a year.
I'm just gonna do what
Feel
I
it
keep
out.
doing with my kid, which is like kind of follow his lead and feel it out. And like, if he wants to keep going, then that's fine. And if he doesn't, then that's fine too.
Yeah. Does he
Um,
sleep through the night yet?
No, we
Yeah.
also co-sleep with him.
Yeah.
Do you?
What is that? Wait,
What's
what does
that
that
mean?
look like for you?
Like he sleeps in our bed with us,
Where does he sleep?
in between us.
Oh, in between. Does he have a thing or just on the bed?
He's just like,
So
it's so cute.
I thought you're not supposed to do that because you might suffocate them to death or
No,
something
that's
if you
not
roll
real.
on them. That's fake? Okay.
That's not really real. The real risk of like suffocating your baby is if you're like blackout drunk. Like when you are sober sleeping with your child, you don't sleep the same.
yeah,
Like,
because you're like
kind of in like a weird waking twilight.
I didn't think it was real, but I've heard it before.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's like a fake. That's
I
like,
would never suffocate a baby
that's like
by rolling over
that's
on
like
them.
propaganda. it's like anti-co-sleep propaganda.
That's just for lazy parents who won't sleep with their kids to say that to make themselves feel better.
I think it is.
Yeah, sleep with your kid, you asshole.
I think yeah.
The format of
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
podcast
Cold
is to have a man come on
Yeah.
in the last 20 minutes
Yeah.
to mansplain parenting.
Anything else you
No,
guys want to be mansplained? Trauma?
He sleeps on top of me for like the last couple hours.
Yeah.
So we have the snoo, but he doesn't like it. Like
Yeah.
my daughter loved it, but he doesn't like it as much. So always like after 4 a.m., like he's just done with the snoo. Like,
Yeah.
and he has to lay on me.
So is it
so
next
he's
to your
just,
bed?
He sleeps on my chest.
That's what Asher loves too.
Yeah. And then he just puts his head to the side and he'll spend like the last like 2-3 hours sleeping on me.
Yeah, so I'll like side lie him down,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll sleep for like 3 hours like that, and then once he wakes up after his first little like sleep stint, then he's just like he wants to breastfeed on me or he wants to sleep. But I like love that.
Yeah.
It's
so
sleeping
cozy.
with my baby on
It's
me.
so cozy.
It's so cozy,
It's
and
really
just waking
nice.
up to their little face, like
Yeah.
you're
It's
like,
adorable.
I'm obsessed with you.
Does it make you want your husband's less or boyfriend's, I don't know if you're married or not, boyfriend or husband less because you get that satisfaction from your baby?
So
That
it's a thing
comfort?
of being touched out for me. Like I am like virtually never horny anymore.
But that's hormonal.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
And will I find out more in my panel with my functional doctor that you told me about?
Possibly, but I think also like 2 years after, there's like a 2-year gap in between birth and your regulation of your hormones, and you have, I think it's more. It's either estrogen or progesterone, I forget, but you have like more of one of them, which is like it's for the baby and it's like cutting off your horniness, basically.
That is so good to know.
yeah,
So you'll be
it's-
back.
You'll be back.
You'll
yeah.
be back to your hoary
I know,
ways.
because I'm
I
like,
know.
I thought this is supposed to be like the sexual peak of my life. And I couldn't be more tired.
Yeah, yeah. But it will get better.
I'm
but it's
looking at
like you need to regulate.
Hang
your
in there,
hormones.
Steven.
Yeah.
But also, it's so that you
I'm still
don't
showing
get
up.
pregnant again. Me too. I'm like, I'll fuck, even though
Yeah.
I'm like, it
I'm
takes
like
me a
done.
minute.
But yeah, I feel like very touched out, because like my kids will be like pulling at me and like, yeah, I'm not interested in, yeah.
That's
It's
how
also
it was
just
with
like
my
by
last
the end of
girlfriend.
the day, you're like tired.
So
like-
tired.
And it's hard to like find the window. Like, normally you kind of get in bed and you're like, okay, we'll do it. Or you're like being spontaneous in the day. But there's just like, there's not really, we've had sex a few times where like right as we're both about to come, the baby wakes up.
100%.
And then we have to like wait like 2 more weeks to even try.
Yeah.
It's
Or
like
like
that.
Steven will try to hook up with me and then like the baby will be crying and he'll like still act like nothing's happening. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
I'm like, I
we-
can't hook up to
You could
this.
ignore a
To
crying
this-
baby for a little bit.
No,
No,
I
you can't as a woman.
Yeah,
You
we
can't.
can't.
Your body can't.
Have you tried the horny pills from the gas station?
Okay, so you know what's
Will help you guys.
crazy?
Yeah.
Is that there were these horny pills that I used to take in my 20s, which is when I really did not need them.
Yeah, that's weird.
They were called hot plants.
Stop.
Have you ever heard of them? I used to
No.
get them from GNC.
What?
They were so insane. I swear to God, they made you feel crazy.
Dang, I wish I had those.
I genuinely felt like I wanted to turn a stool upside down and sit on it. Like That's how like
and fuck it.
it made you feel like you couldn't even like be in your body.
What is it? Was it like nature's Adderall?
It was probably like ashwagandha.
No,
Or
I'm
something.
gonna order a
ashwagandha is
big
the
box of these.
opposite.
Okay, so then it was maca.
Okay.
I'm gonna order so
Potentially.
many of
Okay.
these pills.
It was just crazy.
Like the sex thing is interesting because I feel like that's a lot. Like people are always like, well, if your baby sleeps in your bed with you, like how do you have sex? It's like
Oh, that is
you
true.
get more creative. You know, like we have a guest room.
Yeah.
You know, like it's fine. It doesn't have to be the same as it was before. Also, though, like I was only with my boyfriend for 3 weeks before I got
Oh yeah,
pregnant.
so
Whoa.
do you mind? I want to kind of talk about that, and
Yeah.
also like, do you get less mad at him because he's a baby daddy then? Because
Less-
like a husband, I think like you get like I could see women getting more angry, but like is there like still
Why?
like
Because like he can leave.
no? Is there like an extra fun sexiness of a baby daddy?
I
Not
mean,
about leaving,
I think it's fun to say it.
but but it has a lightness.
Yeah, it does.
and a playfulness.
Yeah, it does.
But a husband is like.
like a ball and chain.
It's like this fucking guy, but like the baby daddy, it's like
Yeah,
you know,
I know. I do like it.
there's a cuteness
like
to it.
we want to get married, but I am like, but I love the baby daddy thing.
So you had only so tell me about that.
Yeah, so we met and I basically like pretty much knew we would be together like right away. And I remember I called my best friend after we first had sex and I was like, that guy's gonna get me so fucking pregnant. Like little did I know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was truly I had my period on our first date and then I never had a period again. And I still haven't.
Yeah.
He's only known me through one period.
Wait, so when you found out you were pregnant,
Yeah.
like how did you approach that topic with him?
Well, I'd kind
And
of
did
been
you
like-
want to keep it right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've always said that if I got pregnant at this point in my life, like I would have to keep it because like what would my excuse be?
Had
Like,
you ever been pregnant before? Me neither.
Yeah. And like, you know, we weren't being responsible.
I know. And I was always like, I was always concerned that I wasn't going to be able to get pregnant because I was like, I've never been pregnant. And I feel like all of my friends have had abortions.
Totally. I took like the morning after pill a couple times, but like
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Not because
I never even did that. So I was surprised. I was grateful to find out I was able to.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't know.
Yeah. And you didn't do any like fertility supplementing or IVF or anything.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time it took me 5 months off and on of trying. And I was paying the first time I was doing those like ovulation strips that just had the lines and those are very hard to read.
Okay.
So when I switched to the digital ones, which it has like the happy face, those were very much easier to like work with and follow.
Yeah.
So much clearer. And like then it happened like pretty quickly after that. And then
Got
the
it.
second time it happened within 1 month. Very fast.
Got it.
Because I think you get pregnant faster the second, like when there's a shorter window in between.
Interesting. I'm so afraid to get pregnant again. Oh my God.
I know, and I have that too, and that's like such a real thing.
Yeah. I don't.
Tubes tied, IUDs.
No,
Pull out?
I did a lot
Just
to my
pull out.
body.
Yeah.
It's Steven
Yeah.
Stern. I actually told him he has to get a vasectomy, and he agreed to it. And then he like went back on it and tried to be all my body, my choice on me.
Fair.
No.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I was like, no, you're getting a fucking vasectomy.
Whoa.
Well,
Like-
Tyler was like all talk, like I'm gonna get a vasectomy like right away, and like now he's kind of like puttered out on it, and I'm like,
I'll never get one.
I don't want him
It's
to get
terrifying.
one because it's like not good for you. There's like a weird side effects from vasectomies.
Like what?
Like you can get prostate cancer like more easily
Oh,
because there's like
really?
a block in the
Oh,
flow.
yeah, I don't wanna
The
do
cum
that
could
then.
build up in your penis and it explodes.
That's what he says.
Yeah. that could
Yeah,
happen.
no, that's
heard
not
of
a
that.
That's the
thing.
pressure he
I've
puts
heard
on
of
me.
pressure building up in your penis and it explodes with cum.
That's just like a
That's
Tuesday.
ejaculation.
Yeah, that's just like every day. Of your
but if
guys'
they're
life.
tied, if
That's
they're
your life.
constricted up, it's not ejaculation anymore. Then
No,
it
see,
ejaculates
this is
inside your penis and
this
explodes.
is the pressure he puts on women.
This is
This is the abuse that he.
yeah. This is
I've never abused women as far as anyone knows. Let's
I
take
shouldn't even say
that
that.
back.
I shouldn't even say that.
not in this
Sorry.
climate. Jesus.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So finish up really quick, and then I actually do, and then I have to wrap up because
Yeah.
I have the babysitter.
We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I'm like, we're not podcasting
Okay,
for
wait.
7
This
hours
was
straight.
a peach.
Yeah. Do you want some dried peaches?
I really appreciate it all.
I tried it for the first time.
I've had too much peach today.
She's
I'm
never
okay.
had a peach.
I tried it
before.
for the first time.
Can you register that? in your
Is this
phone?
actually peach? Does
Yeah.
it look like peach?
It is.
No, it is. Wait, I have to take a
good.
picture of this for Sarah. Wait, hold on. So really quick, finish. So you found out you're pregnant. How did you approach that conversation?
So I'd been kind of talking about it because I felt weird. like, I was like, something is like weird with my body. Like this is either like a really weird period or I mean,
because you didn't get your period.
well, no, like
And
I
felt
knew I got
different.
cummed in.
Yeah.
B, I like thought that when I got cummed in that I was pregnant. Like I had like a whole journey with that, which is like a separate topic, but I had an intuition that I was, but then I kind of like pretended that I didn't have that intuition because I was like, maybe I'm just being crazy and like trying to trap this new guy that I really like. You know, like I couldn't tell the difference, like I was saying earlier. And so I didn't really say anything except for like as my period was getting closer, I was like, you know, like you did come in me, like that's something we should be talking about. Like if I was pregnant, you know, what would we do? And he was like, we were just in.
Yeah. Oh, because you guys already felt that connection.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel awkward to say that to someone within the first few
Well,
weeks.
it felt crazy, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like, but
But
this is the reality.
But you had that connection with them.
Yeah.
Because like a girl saying that to a guy that she only knew for a couple of weeks, like, you know, that could go either way.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have just said that to anyone. And it was funny because one time we were doing a hike and we were talking about like parenting styles and what we would, this is before I knew I was pregnant. We were just talking about like being parents and what we would blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of stoned. And then I was like, anyways, I don't know why we're talking about like being parents, like super fast for that conversation. I tried to kind of like back out of it because I was self-conscious that I was being that girl who was doing that. And then he was like, it's not weird. We're just talking about like what we would want as parents. And I was like,
I love that.
I love you.
Oh, my
you know,
God.
like every step of the way he made me
Yes.
feel like it was safe and that like I wasn't out of line for feeling like it was.
You're faking it right now.
No, that sounds really
No,
sweet.
he's autistic. He's genuine.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
really
that's
sweet.
so sweet.
So then this is funny. So I was supposed to get my period the same day as Shank. And we were at Soho House having lunch. And I was like, I don't have my period yet. And she's like, girl, you're pregnant. Like all my closest friends knew I was pregnant and kept saying it to me. And I was like, you guys are crazy. Like that's not what this is. And they're like, yeah, we know you're pregnant. So Sarah's like, fine, if you're not pregnant, let's go get a pregnancy test and like see what happens. And I was like, fine. So we like went to the CVS, and this should have been the tell. Before I went into the CVS, I was like, I think I want to get ice cream. I'm having an ice cream craving. Like I need a giant cone. Like this is not something that an LA girl is doing on the regular. You know, I didn't ever like eat a fucking cone of ice cream. So I did. And then we go in, I buy like 5 different pregnancy tests. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are these the ones? Are they rapid results? We want like overnight? Like what? We just like fill the bag up. We go to my house. I'm about to pee on the stick. And Shank's like, oh, fuck. I just got my period. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you're not allowed to get your period right now. This is so then I had to not pee on the stick, find her a tampon. Like, the whole thing got interrupted by, like, her not being pregnant. And then I did it, and it said yes. And it was, like, a fucking trip.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was on acid. Did you feel like that when you peed on your stick?
Like when I saw it said pregnant,
I was like laughing and crying at the
it's just
same
like,
time.
Yeah.
And I was like
crazy.
seeing my entire life like flash before my eyes.
It's fucking
and, like,
crazy.
It was insane. Like the emotion. Sarah was like, I feel like I'm watching someone on a DMT trip. And then she's like, I don't think I'm the right person for this. Maybe you should call someone else.
Oh
like,
my God.
She's like, I think you need another friend here. Like phone a friend. Yeah. So I called.
Remove to the options.
Yeah, she was like, this is out of my depth. So I called my other friend, and then it was like this whole thing, but I didn't know how to tell him.
Yeah.
So then I wasn't supposed to see him that night. He was going to go home because we've been spending like every day together. And you know, when you're dating someone new, you try to be cool. You're like, yeah, we definitely need like space. So he wasn't going to come to my house. And then I texted him like, hey, I know you were going to go home after work, but can you come over? Actually, I have to show you something. That's what I said. Like a deranged idiot. Like, what? That's the weirdest, most cryptic text. And he was like, he said that he read that and immediately knew that I was pregnant. He's like, I knew it. And then he came over and I was in the bathtub and I was just like, you know, thinking and processing, and I was gonna like get out and tell him, but I forgot that I had left the tests on the countertop in my bathroom. And so he like walks in, sees the test, and looks at them and just looks at me, and he's like, starts laughing hysterically, like maniacally laughing, and is like, so you're pregnant, and is like laughing, and then like leaves the room. And I'm like, sorry. Like, I don't know. And he comes back and it's like more grounded. He's like, sorry, I'm just laughing because like I knew it this whole day.
Yeah.
And I'm like laughing that I knew it.
Yeah.
And then he like got in the bathtub with me and we like had our little like moment. And
I
it
just
was
got the
really
chills.
sweet. Yeah, it was really sweet.
He sounds like husband material.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna
it was
keep
just
him.
like a known.
Yeah. It was like
That is so, like, you didn't even have to talk about it.
no, I just said like I'm so happy that it's with you, and he was like I'm so happy that it's with you because like we'd both been in relationships before where like if that had happened it would have been like
Oh my
very
God. But I love
bad.
that there like didn't even need to be a conversation. You know what I mean?
what of like are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was just a knowing.
There
and you
probably
guys
was a little conversation.
No,
no
we never
conversation.
talked about like we don't. Are we doing
The
this?
question never came up like, should we kill it?
No,
No. Okay.
Sorry.
never, never.
I've been ending episodes like that.
Well, I want to say mine, but I'm also curious about yours because this is your second time around.
Yeah. So I need a new piece of advice though every episode then. Okay. So my one this week
Yeah.
actually, and
Yeah.
it pertains to hospitals and giving birth.
Yeah.
Is that you can tell the nurse so in a hospital after you give birth and you're in the like postpartum like healing room, like you change rooms and then you're in there for like 2 days and they come in around the clock. Like they come in like every 5 seconds and they're annoying you. And I didn't realize this, but you can tell them to stop coming in overnight. Because they come in to like do all these like stupid tests and to like make sure you're feeding your baby. And if you've been through this before, like you know what you're doing. So I was like, hey, stop coming in.
Yeah.
Like stop coming in the room. Like
You
I
can
need
do that
to sleep.
with all things in the hospital with birth.
So I didn't know how much of a voice I could have.
Yeah.
And that made a huge difference. And I wrote that on my Instagram. And so many girls were like, oh my God, I didn't know you could do that. And like the nurse was like, oh, okay, I got it. And like I got to get some sleep because they're
Yeah.
really tired
Yeah.
when they're first born.
Yeah.
So you can get like a lot of overnight sleep
Yeah.
and not be up every few hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my tip.
That's good. You can have a voice in the hospital is
Yeah.
such a good tip. And like knowing how to advocate for yourself. Like I think that's what I learned, even though I gave birth at home, like, but in my birth class, I learned all the different things that you can say yes and no to in the hospital where like most people just get so many interventions because they don't know that they have a voice. That's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, my advice is I feel like I'm still in this right now, so it's somewhat of an advice to myself, but it's also something that I feel like we just all should kind of sit with and allow ourselves is like take your time. There's no rush trying to like get back to life. There is no getting back to life. It's kind of just like discovering a new life. And I think we just don't live in a world that supports like mothers in that way where like I think that we should literally have like a year of like postpartum time where people are like, you're not expected to go back to work. You're not expected to be productive. And all of these things are expectations that because the society does it to us, we in turn like do it to ourselves. And that's what I think creates depression and anxiety is this thing that it's like this dissonance between what we actually feel like we need to be doing and what we think we're supposed to be doing. And then we are like shamed and judged and don't rest and all these different things. And really it's like, no, you just need time to recover and like be with your baby. We need to like rewrite the paradigm around that. And I feel like the advice is just like, yeah, take your time and like be gentle because you're never going to get this time back where babies are so little for so short. And like in 3 years, am I going to be like, oh, I wish I like started a new podcast? Like, not that you shouldn't be, because like I love that you are, but you're doing it from a genuine place.
Yeah.
You know, you're not like, you don't seem like out of step with your energy in that way. And I feel like if you were to
Well, this is my second time too.
Exactly.
So now I'm already in my life again.
Exactly. Because you're not a first time mom.
No, but first time mom, I was extremely lost in the beginning.
Yeah. Because you die. Like when
Yeah.
you give birth, a part of you fucking dies.
Yeah.
The you that you knew before is gone forever.
And there is a grieving process.
You
and I
have to
never
grieve.
tied that to like the postpartum anxiety depression.
Yeah.
That is so fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. The reason I didn't like say a single like word and was just staring at you while you were saying that is because I wanted to use that as a clip. And I just thought it was so good.
And then I was like, am I still talking?
No, so I just didn't want to interrupt because
Yeah.
like I have to like think about like when you know if someone's saying something really good, I don't
Yeah.
want to have to chime in and be like yes,
Yeah.
just to disrupt it to
Yeah.
like agree. So I was looking, and then at one point,
Good active listening.
And then at one point I smiled and I felt so weird when I did it. At one point I looked at it because I was like I knew I wasn't saying anything, but I wanted to still be present. And
Yeah.
at one point I looked at it and went, and I heard my teeth smile. Like I heard it was like
It just peeled off your lips.
Should I give
Stephanie.
my advice to
Okay, sure.
pregnant women?
And then this is the mansplaining portion of the postpartum.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a bit controversial, but I promise you should listen to me.
Yeah.
When you have your first baby,
Yeah.
get a nanny, get a full-time nanny. Do not spend too much time with your baby because it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
And don't breastfeed for too long.
Yeah.
Don't get chewed up nips.
No, give like a real advice. I want to hear like
And I
what
want you to work out a lot. Get that bod back. If you don't want your husband to leave you, get that bod back.
Actually, you know what's crazy is that it's like a thing that men are more attracted to their women after they give birth to their child. They like get so horny for
I
it.
believe that every
Yeah.
man has said that.
Yeah.
No, it's true though. No.
Steven says that all the time, but I do believe it.
I believe
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you build a different connection,
Yeah.
a deeper
But
connection.
I would have this thing where I'd be like breastfeeding in the beginning and just like literally just like dripping milk, like with no top on. No, I couldn't even put a top on because the second I put it on, it was just
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
and he
yeah,
would
give
like
me that
come
milk.
in and I'm like hunched over like, with the baby and I'm like, leave the scene. I'm like, you're in the room with mammals.
We've only been together for 2 months.
You know what's so funny? I know. I was like, why do our bed sheets smell? And then I realized it was from the milk.
It's milk everywhere.
Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. It's
It
crazy.
smells like fish.
Oh, mine doesn't smell like that.
Oh. What does it smell like?
Mine smells like
no, but later milk.
Oh, well,
Sour.
Tyler's like a crazy cleaner. So like if there's milk on the sheet for more than like 2 days, he'll wash them.
Well,
But mine smells like cantaloupes. Like cantaloupe.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get my levels down.
That's hilarious. If I can make one claim for functional medicine, it's how good my breast milk is.
I will take that
She is
B12.
sardine breast milk. Like,
More nutrients.
see, are you okay?
That's just, I don't know.
Just
no,
means
that-
you have a lot of nutrients for the baby. It's good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Okay,
proud of
well,
us.
thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on. Shout out your socials and whatever else you want to say.
I'm on Instagram as Simbari, and if you guys will subscribe to my Substack so I can eventually get off Instagram forever, I'd really appreciate that. But there's a link in bio.
Yes.
What's Substack?
Substack is like a new social media platform that's like for
You pay to, it's a pay to play.
It's like a Patreon type of thing.
Yeah.
kind of, but yeah,
With writing.
with writing.
Right,
It's
yeah.
more like writing, but they also have audio and visual
Cool.
and podcasts like availability.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Ari, do you want to shout out yours?
No, that's okay. I'm just happy that you guys are here in the studio, and I can't wait to watch
You know
your
what
children
our
grow
MILF
up and
podcast needs?
be Uncle Ari.
A guy who has no kids.
I know.
Yeah, I feel a little out of place.
Yeah, you really.
I just thought it would spice things up.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
liked it. It was great.
Um,
Uncle Ari, it is.
yes, Uncle Ari. Thank you for listening to Got MILF Podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. And thank you for listening.
My
Bye.
caftan is stuck under my tits.